Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon and my members on YouTube. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily good life meditation. It's an exercise that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:46 a.m. on the 18th day of January 2024. Oh, I need to add something to the list. Day off to pick up Emily at the airport. I do this exercise to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone, which you can get a copy of from the link down in the description. I also use the time to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with my various challenges and opportunities that I met, including while I was asleep. I reflect on the coming day, planning for the day, and then ready myself to die. But before I do any of that, I like to read a poem. So let's pick up again. I think this is the third or fourth day now that I'm attempting to read Edward Thomas's poem called March the 3rd, which was his birthday. It's a tricky one to understand. It's also a tricky one to read. It's a lot of Edward Thomas's stuff doesn't roll off my tongue very well. I have a hard time carrying over from one line to the next and finding just where the sentences end. There's a really tricky bit here as well down at the fourth stanza. Let's give it a try. This will be my last attempt, I think, and also my last attempt to try to figure it out. I think I've got maybe a third of it figured out so far. There we go. Oops, sorry. Did I forget which one? Oh, just a second. I'll get to that eventually. Sorry. March the 3rd. Here again, she said, is March the 3rd, and 12 hours singing for the bird, twixt dawn and dusk, from 6:30 to 6:30, never unheard. 'Tis Sunday, and the church bells end when the birds do. I think they blend now better than they will when past is the unnamed, unmarked godsend. Or do all mark and none dare say how it may shift and long delay somewhere before the first of spring, but never fails this singing day. And when it falls on Sunday, bells are a wild and natural voice that dwells on hillsides, but the bird's song have the holiness gone from the bells. This day unpromised is more dear than all the named days of the year, when seasonable sweets come in, because we know how lucky we are. Well, that was certainly the best, I think, reading I've done of it so far, although I think I messed up this one bit up here. I think they blend out better than when they passed is this, yeah, the second bit. 'Tis Sunday, and the church bells end when the birds do. I get that part. I think they blend now better than they will when past. See, doesn't it sound like it's a period right there, past? Because then the next one is this unnamed, unmarked godsend? But it's not. It's not. That's not. There's no period there. Here's the whole sentences. I think it is regarding the birds, the church bells and the birds. Church bells ending when the birds' songs stop. I think they blend now better than they will when past is this unnamed, unmarked godsend. I think they blend now better than they will when past. Maybe he's referring when the birthday is past. So it's kind of, maybe, I think this is somebody saying this to Edward Thomas. So whoever this is, I have a feeling it's a female, is saying the church bells and the birds sung blend better on your birthday. It won't be the same. Like your day is more of a holy day throughout. Maybe that's it. Okay. And the next one, or do all mark and none dare say how it may shift and long delay somewhere before the first of spring, but never fails this singing day. Wow, I don't get that at all. or do all mark and none dare say how it may shift in long delay somewhere before the first of spring, but never fails this singing day. I don't get that at all. And when it falls on Sunday, bells are a wild, natural voice that dwells on hillsides, but the birds' songs have the holiness gone from the bells. I don't get that either. This last one. This day unpromised is more dear than all the named days of the year, when seasonable sweets come in, because we know how lucky we are. I don't know what that means either. So, like only at best maybe 2/5 of this poem, because there's 5 stanzas. Maybe two of them I get. It's a tricky one. It's like the third or fourth time I've tried to read it. Sorry, Mr. Thomas, you win. That one. All right, carrying on. Oh, let's carry on then. So as for today, here's my list for today, the 18th day. Quite a few personal things. It's a work day, so I won't be spending my whole day doing these personal things. I'll attend to these before my work starts. It's still early. I have more than an hour and a half before work starts. And between my breaks and my lunch break, I'll get all this done. And then I have an hour after work before Yumiko's off work. On the work side, I haven't checked my meetings, how many meetings I have today. Not a lot, so I can tackle all these things. It'll be a good day. Why am I doing that? Why am I looking at the schedule? I should do that after this. The first thing I need to do. So I'm doing this in reverse order. I looked at the schedule. Why did I do that? Let's talk about last night and yesterday. Yesterday was, I know why. Because what I usually do is I go to this and I look at yesterday. Well, look at that. That was madness. Wow. Yesterday was a busy day. I was at the office. I made a lot of forward progress. It wiped me out. I was wiped out yesterday. This is how today is starting. Yesterday, today. It was a good day physically and mentally. I felt good. And here. I was in control of myself all day. I was master of my mind. And my body was participating well. I even had a long commute back where I normally get tired, and I didn't get tired. I didn't need to pull over. I got a little sleepy, but nothing hardly even worth noticing. Certainly didn't need to pull over to take a nap. Good day. Had a small lunch. Busy day. One meeting after another. One thing after another in the office. Yesterday was a good day. I didn't sleep so well last night. I was worried about money. This move to Japan is going to be expensive. I'm estimating more than $50,000 to get us back. And of course, I don't have, maybe some people do, I don't have $50,000 laying around. Well, I do, but it's in my retirement funds, and I don't want to touch that. So that's the thing. I'm basically laying it bare. I'm beginning to pile on debt now, because we're still paying for Emily's college, right? The last 2 years of Emily's university, we didn't have savings for that because the savings that we had were insufficient for her university. So we've been paying it outright and acquiring debt. Yumiko and I make a good living together, but we're not enough to cover full-time university student, plus all of her apartment and all of her board and all that stuff. I mean, so we've acquired a good deal of debt as a result. I'm estimating when the move is complete, $70,000 probably in the hole, to get us across. Emily will have her degree in hand and no debt. Yumiko and I will carry that, and we'll all be in Japan. And so the challenge then is that I won't be working, right? I mean, as long as I've got a good income, I can pay down that debt and get it squared away. But if I retire, then that good income stops, and then what, right? I'm saddled with that debt. One option is and I'm basically laying out to you why I couldn't sleep last night. I was awake in the pre-dawn hours, mulling over all this. One option is that we can use our retirement savings to pay it off. I don't want to do that because I want to use the retirement savings to retire. Seems reasonable. The other option is two other options. Well, its other option is one, but two flavors. One option is to use the retirement savings to pay for the move and pay off the debt. The second option is to not stop working. I could continue working either from here, or I could get another job and then retire from my current job and get another job. The benefit of retiring from my current job and getting another job is that then I can begin to draw on my pension, which is a good pension, and then I would have my pension coming in and another IT job, and then that would be a good income. It's probably the one I should do, but then the stress that's involved in that is I'll be a 60-year-old guy looking for a job from Japan in IT. Now, I'm well qualified. My resume is good. I don't have a lot of the accoutrements. I don't have my PMP certification, which I never went for, which would really help make things better. So there's some stress involved in that. Will I really be able to get a job? But I couldn't just not quit my job. Even though my employer is already starting to plan for my leaving, I don't have to leave. My boss told me 2 weeks ago, he said, Kurt, stay as long as you want. Stay another year, please. So I don't have to leave my current position. So that is one option. It's going to be tough, though, getting through the next 4 or 5 months, though. Big expenses coming up now. Starting to spend a lot of money on this move. The dog shipping thing is real expensive. Monthly installments on that. Airplane tickets to buy. A lot of things, and we've already gone in quite deep into debt at this point. The thing is getting through the next half a year. I got ideas. It'll all happen. The trick is to not, become frightened and stop. We need to get across. We need to get out of this circumstance. Sure, we could just say, let's just postpone Yumiko and I leaving for another year. But no, especially not for Yumiko. Her job is too stressful. Another year at that place will cost her 5 years of life overall. So it's not worth it. She's got to get out of here. She's going to go. The trick is, it's going to be up to me, and I keep looking at it this way. It's going to be up to me to clean up the mess we leave behind in the United States. So that my focus is get Yumiko and Emily out of here, and then it'll be me and the dogs for a while, and then get the dogs out of here, and then it'll be me for a while, or maybe Yumiko would like it if I would come over with the dogs, but we'll see. In any case, I'll clean house. I'll clean up the mess, so to speak, that we leave behind. Yeah, I will. All of this is all first world problems, right? And I'll document this process for my journal and blog. So that's why I couldn't sleep last night. Really was the last, and it's like the third night in a row I've been awake. I get up at 4 a.m. My alarm goes off at 4 a.m. and I've been waking up consistently around 3 a.m. and laying there in the dark, thinking, worrying. But things are relative. Not the painful worry that I had a few years ago when I had that one job that was killing me. It's not like that. Excuse me. Okay, that's enough of all that. Let's do the Good Life meditation. Now, yesterday I did the principle called the Restless Man. Today I'm going to do the principle called isn't it the Great Life? Just a second, let me check. Is it the Great Life Adventure? Path of Wildness? Path of Wildness, yeah. Okay. The principle called the Path of Wildness is the original principle from Going Alone, the original principle in the Good Life Creed. It was an idea that I came up with way back in Japan, walking up in the mountains along a farm road. up by a waterfall that I call the White Whale. And it came about as a result of a short poem that I wrote that goes like this. The path of wildness is easy to find. The course of a stream, leaves blown in the wind, and a beast's track through the brush. I can't even say it right. Let me try this again. The path of wildness is easy to find. It's the course of a stream, leaves blown in the wind, and the direction of our first inclination. Boy, I can't remember it. Oh my gosh, I'm not getting it right. The path of wildness is easy to find. Oh my gosh, wow. It's spooky that I can't remember it. Just a second here. And it's not even listed. It's in here somewhere. I've got that poem throughout the book. I'm a little unsettled that I can't remember it. I keep waiting for my mind to start to slip. Little things like this. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. It's like at least 3 times it's listed in the book. Let me try one more time. The path of wildness is easy to find. I know I can't remember it. This is really unsettling and embarrassing. It's leaves blown in the wind, a beast tracked through the brush, the course of a stream. I don't. Anyway, it refers to being in a dilemma about which way forward, as I am a little bit right now with my move to Japan with the family, and recognizing that sometimes the way forward, the path of wildness, is the way that nature courses, like leaves blowing in the wind, stream waters flowing down a gravity grade, beasts track through the brush, and the direction of our first inclination. That's the thing. What's your first inclination? My first and a powerful inclination is to get back to Japan. This adventure here is over. America is done for us. So yeah, and it looks like I said it, didn't I, without saying it. I got the path, I got the sentiment out, if not the words themselves. So there you go. That's what the path is. The path of wildness is a way to make a decision when uncertain about which way to go. Because what happens a lot of time is that we lose time and our life whittles away. Fretting and fuming and wondering and worrying about how we should best live. If I all the while not realizing that our life is being played out in spite of our indecision. I recommend sometimes if we can't, to think about the options, to play them out, to reasonably think about the pros and the cons and the assumptions relative to each option. And then if we can make a decision based on reasonable criteria, then do so. If we need more time, give ourselves more time, but only a little more time. And if we need a little more time after that, then a little more time, but then draw the line after maybe 2 attempts and make a decision. If we still can't make a decision, then the path of wildness suggests that we go with our first inclination. Realizing and recognizing that inclination may lead us off the edge of a cliff. That may be our doom. But sometimes even that is a better end than not trying. There, I'm satisfied with that. I think I got the sentiment of this principle out, in spite of the fact that I couldn't remember how to say it. All right. So as for today, I've already gone over today. Am I ready to die? 3 questions. Are my affairs in order? Yes. Are my relationships sound? Yes. Is my life's work complete? Yes. I can go at any moment without a single backwards glance. I'll just leave with one thing. One more thing. My life is undergoing a seismic ground shaking shift in the last couple of weeks. Ever since, as I've said several times, ever since I latched on to the idea that free will isn't real, and I began to actually believe that that's not the case, and then I began seeing the world in a different light. I'll just lay that out there again because I've said it several times, but my life has changed a lot, and for the better. It doesn't mean that I don't care or that I'm disengaged. It just means that I, as I like to say, walk like Caesar constantly now, except when I'm fretting and fuming about money relative to moving to Japan. But for the most part, I'm a new man, and they made the best sense. I'll leave it there. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.